Right. We are live. Let's see if Instagram wants to treat me right tonight. Let's see if IG wants to treat me right tonight. Blessings, blessings, beautiful people. Blessings. Cooking with Chrissy, always on time. Ambi Loke, what's up? LT Thomas, blessings to your soul. Miss Jazzaby, perfect attendance. I appreciate you, Miss Jazzaby. I see you. I see you every single time. KMS 1375, blessings. Peace, peace. Diva, I see you with the perfect attendance, Natural Diva. I appreciate you. Super Brown 911. Hey, there she is. Peace, blessings to you.
Hello, hello.
All right, now we got Traparella. We ready? Okay, I see you. I see you. All right, now Melanin Greatness. Man, y'all making me feel so special. Thank you, thank you. Blessings to you. I'm glad to see everybody. Boss in. She is beautiful, right? Yeah. All
Aw,
right, so
thank you guys.
we just go hop in it. We gonna hop in it tonight. Got a nice little. It's not a lengthy introduction, but I got some things to say. So let's hop into it.
First
Um,
off, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I I have some interesting transits happening right now with my natal chart. So it's my day has been swell, and I've been handling the energy. I've been trying to like get out more because I'm a super introvert. So like I try to go to places just to be like amongst the people.
Mm,
But now that it's happy autumn equinox, everybody.
yes.
Happy autumn equinox. So now that it's autumn equinox, it's a little cold, so I have an excuse to stay here. Um, so yeah, let's get into it. The first thing I would like to say, and I think this a lot of content creators, influencers can agree with this point that I'm about to make. I truly feel that one must be vibrating at a certain frequency to go on somebody's page and leave a negative comment. Because when I'm not feeling somebody's content, or if I see something I don't like, I scroll. I'm like, oh, okay, this doesn't resonate with my consciousness, so I scroll. But I truly feel that if somebody takes their time to write a negative comment and then hit the post on somebody's page, you have to be vibrating at a certain frequency. And oftentimes they want you to match their frequency. But on my page, you just get blocked. So it's like, I don't understand why you do it, because you just, bye bye, you're out of here. You're
Yep.
out of here. So that's the first thing I want to say. Announcements. Um, the announcements is I'm going to read a passage from this book after I do the homework. So the other announcement is this is a brave space. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. You will have full support here by myself, the beautiful Miss Carrie, the students in the class. Anything that you say will be fully supported as long as it's you know don't come here talking outside of your mouth. Be respectful. um so yeah, a message that I would like to say, and I was walking to the cafe today, and this message just like popped up in my consciousness, and it was like, you have to get this message out. So that message is, whatever makes you unhappy is going to be somebody else's joy. And that's twofold, right? So it has a double meaning. That means that if it could be a person, a place, or a thing that's making you unhappy, that's probably no longer serving you anymore, by clearing that thing from your life, whether it be a person, if you're in a relationship and that person's not making you happy, maybe you guys have outgrown each other, then you have to release that person, learn to let go, because that person is going to make somebody else happy. That thing that you're holding on to, go give it to Salvation Army or Goodwill, is going to make somebody else happy. If it's a place, start looking for other place to move, because that space that you're holding is going to be somebody else's joy. And the other part of it is you have to analyze your circle, because you have to be very careful to the people that don't help you celebrate your wins, because it could be that they're secretly celebrating your downfalls, right? So that your
Yep.
whatever makes you unhappy could be their joy. So you really have to analyze your circle, and analyze your circle often. Um, I'm going to leave off on that. So back to this Toxiclix diet. book. I'm going to read a short passage, and the name of this passage is Toxic Poisons Cause Impotent Man and Frigid Woman. You heard it right. So it goes like this. No wonder in the civilized countries our divorce rate is staggering. Impotent men, frigid women cannot hold up their end of the marital status. Most divorces in our civilized countries are caused by physical incompatibility. So we can see that when toxic poisons get into the reproductive glands of both male and female, serious ailments take place. When you suffer with toxic poisons in those organs, the sexual desires diminish more and more as the toxins build up. There is no reason why biologically man and woman cannot retain their sexual energies up to 90 and longer. The only thing that can happen to the reproductive organs of both man and woman is a disease condition, which is brought on by the person's ignorance in the science of total living. And it ends with saying this. Remember, we are punished by our bad habits of living, and we are rewarded by our good habits of living. One more time. Remember, we are punished by our bad habits of living, and we are rewarded by our good habits of living. So that means have integrity when nobody else is looking. What are you doing? Are you just showing off for the camera, or are you seriously doing the work behind the scenes when it's just you and it's the source watching you taking notes for your Akashic records? So make sure you practice good integrity. And so your homework, you're going to have, I'm giving you guys one more week. I know some of you guys need one more week to get your copper, your magnets, your light bulb. Don't worry, we're lenient over here. So you have one more week to get those materials. And if you need longer time because of financial reasons or whatever, just hit me in the DM. I might not answer right away, but I will. I see everything. So hit me in the DM and let me know. Your other part of your homework is, this has been coming up a lot. People have been DMing me about this. I actually asked you guys a question this week just to see if I should bring this up during this live discussion. So practice dream recall, all right? If you don't know where to start, you can work with the herb mugwort or blue lotus flower or ormus mushroom, one of my favorites. If you can't find them, you can tap into my site, astroherbs.org. People, I have top quality herbal blends, and it's one of my passions. I've been doing it for the past 6 years. I'm an herbalist for those that don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you put the link and then pin it, please?
Yeah, most definitely. Astroherbs.org. And I might develop a special discount just for 5D Mystery School and put it in my story later today. So look out for that. Also, it's called Astro Pack. This Astro Pack I developed because a lot of people were asking me or saying that they don't know how to lucid dream, they don't know where to start. So I developed a special herbal blend called Astro Pack, like Astro Realm, so that you can tap into the astral realm. And I've been using it for the past 2 weeks, and my dreams have been crazy. So much so that 2 nights ago, I was actually stuck in a lucid nightmare. Now it won't give you nightmares, but like, it just depends on where the energy is going that day. All right. So if you sign up for the mailing list, you can receive discounts. I do discounts all the time. So keep a pen and pad by your bed. Write down your dream immediately upon rising. Immediately upon rising, before you exert too much energy doing anything else. So if you have like a loud alarm clock, find another way to rise up besides a loud alarm clock, because for so many reasons, it's not really good for you to rise up to that disturbing energy. So that's going to help you with dream recall. Write down your dream again during the middle of the day. And if you don't have the time to write it down again in the middle of the day, do a mental recall. Remember as much as your dream as you can. And I promise you, your dream recall will get better. A lot of people say they don't have dreams. No, you just have poor dream recall. All right. And so this will help you to improve your dream recall. Do this every single day, and I promise you will start to see a change. That's everything I have to say. Ms. Carrie, take it away.
Amazing. That's very helpful. I need to recall all of my dreams. I have pieces here and there, and yeah,
Mm.
I make notes. So I have to tap into that. All right. So, how's everybody doing? I wanted to add some. Last week I forgot the land acknowledgement. So I just wanted to acknowledge our ancestors, acknowledge the land that we're all sitting, standing within on. And just thank all of our ancestors who have sacrificed so that we could be able to be here in this space at this time doing what we're doing now and utilizing all of the knowledge that we have available to us from the astral realm. So thank you. Thank you.
Ashe.
So everybody take in a deep, deep, deep breath. Pull it in. And exhale. Set the intention of what you want to receive out of today's class, what energy you want to bring and share with everyone, because energy knows no bounds. Focus on that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ashe.
Ashe.
Okay, now for some housekeeping, you guys.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so before we begin, can you guys share this out to anyone you feel would benefit from tonight's live? And if you're not following Astro, follow him. Great knowledge to be had. And you'll be notified when these classes come up. Please respect everyone on stage. Please respect the host, the moderator, and each guest that come on stage. And we'll be having the discussion or debate 6 minutes or 9 minutes, depending, 6 or 10.
Actually, this week I just switched it to 6.
6, okay.
Yeah, to make it less confusing.
Okay, so 6 minutes each. Yeah, and today's topics, if you guys haven't seen them as yet. So dreams, astral realm, money consciousness, manifesting, manifesting, that's a new word, manifesting, choosing partners / love, health consciousness, and dystopian times coming, ? Yeah, and I had one that I saw that I would love to just throw in the mix to kind of mix it up. Bunkers. Why are the elites purchasing bunkers, including Mr. Billy Carson? Should we be alarmed? Should we be worried? Or like underground living space? And I'm complete.
You know, to veggie back off that, they've been doing that since like 2012 and beyond. It's funny, I remember back in 2000 and maybe 9 or 10, me and my friends were sitting around a fire talking about all of the coffins that FEMA had purchased, and how, because I was living in Georgia at the time, I was partly raised in Atlanta. So we were talking about all of these, like there's a certain road that you can go down, you can just see all like tons, what seems to be like hundreds.
Coffin?
They look like, we just assumed that they were coffins, but they're like black, like liners, like you would like put bodies in, and they're in Georgia, and they're not too far away from the Georgia Guidestones. So that was like you know, that's when we were talking about conspiracies and everything, and that's one that we were really talking about. And then not too long after that, 2012, Obama signed the National Defense Authorization Act, and what that did was he fully staffed FEMA camps, and was like, scratch head, like, why would you need FEMA camps fully staffed if you don't plan on using them?
Right.
So that was super odd. So that with the, and then it was the, I forgot when Hurricane Katrina happened, but you know how they like to do things. They don't like to bombard us with their plan. It takes years and
Yeah.
years and years. Like this,
They
uh,
slow rollouts.
slow rollouts. Like we're gonna start calling the jab during these live sessions like
Jabberwocky?
soup. If
Soup?
I say soup, you know what I mean, because they are monitoring my account hard right now, so much so that
Okay.
they took away my monetization until like October or something. So um, before the soup hit, you know, way before the soup hit, and when Katrina happened, you start to see FEMA take control. Like I remember the president coming in and saying like, "Hey guys, don't worry, FEMA's going to take over the situation," and I was like, "That's so odd to give this agency so much control." And
Mm-hmm.
they were there with 9/11. You
Mm-hmm.
saw Homeland Security, you saw FEMA. You start to see all of these names that you would eventually become familiar with. And so I remember after 9/11 happened, Homeland Security were purchasing billions of ammunition. We were like, like billions. Homeland Security.
Wow.
There's nobody invading America, bruh. Like, why you need all this, you know, these bullets? And
Mm-hmm.
so when 9/11 happened, you saw that's when our rights started to be infringed upon. You saw the
Mm-hmm.
Patriot Act start to happen. Then you saw the rise of NSA, and then to come to find out, NSA was always around. And then it became common knowledge that your phone calls are being recorded. Even now, this live is being recorded. Everything that you say, if you're not using an app like, what's the app called? I was just
Signal.
Signal. If
I
you're not
only
using
use
Signal,
Signal. People think I'm super weird, but
yeah.
2020, I cut off everything. I changed all of the settings on my phone
Mm-hmm.
and like made sure my privacy was up. There's VPNs on everything. Like
Yes.
I'm on it. But even with that, they're still
Mm-hmm.
they're still having access to our data. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that's very interesting. Um, do you think that ties into the zombie apocalypse preparedness on this
Mm.
their
Mm.
website, that they're like, oh, it's a
Mm.
joke? No, it's not a joke. It's We have it here on our Health Canada website, and it's like,
Word.
yep,
Hey
they
guys, by the way, while we're talking, send in those requests. I don't see anybody waiting in the queue. Send in those requests because we're just going to keep on talking until you guys send in the requests to get up on the stage. Um, but yeah, I remember, like, I can't find anybody else that remembers this, right? I remember it was years ago. I don't remember the year, but FEMA, or not FEMA, but the CDC, because
Mhm.
I was living in Atlanta at the time, CDC actually came out with zombie warning, like there were yellow signs. It was like they were going to put them out in the street. And I mean, as fast as they came in, they went out. And immediately I was like, wait a minute, this is going to have future ramifications, because why would they bring out zombie warning signs? Like, why would you go as far to make zombie warning signs if you're not going to use them? Why would you put a zombie preparedness on your website if you're not going to implement, like,
Right?
you know, like, and it's not just CDC, it's the CDC, it's FEMA, it's our government, you know, the
World.
DOD, it's the world. So why, like, how would the zombie apocalypse come to be? Um, so you guys might have seen uh, what's Resident Evil, and Resident Evil, who was the company? Umbrella Corp. So you guys may have seen in your neighborhood, there's actual Umbrella Corp trucks driving around. Like, it's not a joke. I looked it up. I was like, holy shit, this is like a real thing. The Umbrella Corp is like, and it's, I know that the elusive ones, they put their plans in films, because if you talk to somebody about a film, it's fictitious in their mind. So it's like bruh, you talking about a film, get out of here, what are you talking about? But that's how they do it. A lot of the things that we saw in films, a lot of the books that we read when we were younger, they are now our reality. And at a time, we thought that they were never coming to fruition, and that's what's happening. So um, with FEMA taking, their steps to every single time Houston has a tornado or there's a big like tornado or disaster in America, who's the first agencies that steps up? Is FEMA. And now you can research this, always trust but verify. FEMA has more power than the actual government. Like the amount of power that FEMA has is crazy. So why would they like prep us for something that was never going to happen? And here's why. Yeah, somebody said, Jamie Kane said the umbrella company logo is very, very similar to the Wuhan lab logo. Man, if you guys knew about the role that Wuhan actually played in the soup, thing that's going on right now, it's crazy. But I won't talk too much about that because this slide might get shut down. But so you guys might see your neighborhoods. Hey guys, it's 6:25. I still don't see anybody in the queue. So if nobody's in the queue in the next like 15, 20 minutes, we're just going to end this early, or unless actually, Carrie does have something to talk about, if she wants to talk about it. And then I will veggie back off what she's going to talk about. And it actually has something to do with what we're talking about right now. So
the soup.
Yeah, the soup. So how would this soup thing, how would the zombie apocalypse even happen, right? Like, are we just blowing smoke, or is this
Can
a
I
thing? Yeah, go ahead.
Interrupt you just for a second? It ties into all of this, but I just want to know, so I have a frame. During the beginning of the soup stuff, did they start to erect new light posts in your neighborhood? Okay.
It's like ESP. That's exactly what I was about to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the light post, and you guys may have seen these fake ass trees. I mean, I made a video, I think it was last year or 2020, I can't remember which one, but I made a post about, hey guys, there's something to be alert about. There's these fake trees. I see you raising your hand, DAF 1991, but you have to send in a request so you can actually get up on stage. You have to request to go live. But these trees, I made a video, I think a year or 2 years ago, talking about these trees, and people called me fucking crazy. They're like, bruh, they've been doing this forever. What are you talking about? I was like, no, they're not real trees. They haven't been doing this forever. If they've been doing this forever, it wouldn't be new to me. And I saw them when I was living in LA. I saw them like putting these trees up. And I'm looking around like, does nobody see this? Is this not abnormal to anybody? Like, you can see some here in Michigan. They're everywhere. And why would they disguise 5G towers as trees if they weren't harmful? Why can't you just put up the 5G towers like they're power lines everywhere? Why would you have to go as far as disguising them? Like, it's kind of like they're trolling us, and it's like, for real, it's like they're trolling us and they think we're dumb. It's like, did you guys not think that we were going to notice that you're putting these trees up? And so one of my friends yesterday, she sent me a voice message about, hey, blessings.
Hey there.
I'm going to finish this point, then we're going to get into it. So she sent me a voice message about the Spanish flu. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Spanish flu, but there's a cycle with these soup demics that goes around, right? So around the time of the Spanish flu, they were putting up a lot of new radio towers around, and a lot of people were getting sick, flu-like symptoms, influenza. And it was a speculation that a lot of these flu-like symptoms were coming from the radio towers they were putting around. If you guys don't know about, radio waves, please go back and watch my lecture about X of the Matrix. Everything around us has to do with radio waves. You guys might remember Radio Shack. It was a store that was just dedicated to building things that can help you play with electromagnetic field, you know, like the radio waves. So these 5G towers that are going around, they are sending out signals. They are messing with the electromagnetic field. You guys have magnets in your brain. If you can mess with the electromagnetic field, then you can mess, like, they have patents to send people signals. They have patents to cause people sickness. So I remember when the soup epidemic first started, I was working in Harlem, and people were coming in left and right. It was, you know, it was a herb store, and they were like, I can't, you know, I'm having problems with my throat, yada yada. And I was like, wait a minute, you're having problems with your throat, like, and it was a lot of symptoms that had to do with messing with radio waves and sending them to people. So around the time that this thing first started, a lot of 5G towers were coming around, and New York shut down part of Lower Manhattan to do like crazy construction everywhere. Like towers were going up left and right. And around that time, you guys start to see commercials from Verizon, AT&T, Sprint about what? 5G everywhere. Hey, 5G is a new thing, yada, 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 5G. And people, we were thinking like, oh, cool, my phone's going to be better. But we weren't thinking, oh, shit, 5G, there now, around the same time as 5G, these jabs came out. Actually, let me digress for a minute because my brother just came in. But the jabs were correlating with the 5G towers going up, and you guys can do the rest. Sorry for making you wait, my brother. Blessings. Peace, peace.
Nah, you good. Thank you, thank you. So I was on another person's channel, and he said he posted a clip. It was a clip of this German man, and he was on live. He was saying something that's going to go down on September 24th. So I wanted to know if you had any knowledge of what was going to go down or what was going to happen. He said beware, and something about a patent about them controlling the weather.
Harp. The 24th. That's
This
9.
Saturday.
The 24th. So that's 9, 6, 6. I mean, the numerology of that day would suggest that they would be doing something because the numbers line up. I've been seeing things. There was some guy in Germany who warned the people. He said, everybody's going to remember what they were doing on September the 24th.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes.
And I saw that, and they deleted that clip from everywhere. And when they start censoring shit like that, that's when you know it's some truth to it. So I don't really know what's going to happen with the numbers lining up with 9/6. You know, Queen just passed. She was 96. There's a lot that could happen that day. I don't want to speak anything into fruition, but just seeing that clip that man put out, and he was a high-ranking official now. So if somebody is addressing the government saying everybody's going to remember what they were doing on September the 24th, that's something to be aware of. And I've been putting on my Twitter. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I always put my downloads on Twitter as soon as they come. Something big is fucking coming. You guys probably been seeing people putting on TikTok or here on IG that there have been people canceling their tours. There have been stores like Walmart was selling not too long ago, selling like emergency kits for like power outages. I've been warning you guys about power outages for a long time. Something big is coming, and the reason I know this is because I'm getting goosebumps. There's been a lot of movies over the past couple of years, and there's been one singular thing that they've been saying during all of these movies, and the thing that they kept saying was like, oh, do you guys remember what happened before the event took place? Or do you guys remember the major event? And I was like, it was this movie called The Happening. It was this movie called, I think, The Quiet Place or something like that. All of these
movies.
All of these dystopia type movies kept referencing the event, like the big event. And so with everything that's going on right now with Putin stepping up and warning about nuclear, everything. I know something big is happening. I know it's going to have something to do with power outages. It might even have something to do with the EMP, because when I put out an EMP video on TikTok, they took the video down within 2 minutes and I couldn't put it back up. So I know something's coming with the EMP, something's coming with power outages, and it's going to be like some dystopian like stuff. And I feel like there are some people in the know that are trying to like warn us low key. Like, I don't know if you guys seen like Ye's clothing line that he's been putting out. It's like full blown dystopian wear, like full blown, like
and even I didn't mean to cut you off. And even like,
yeah,
remember when he came out with them big ass tanks? Like, what, bro?
yeah.
Like, why does everybody got them tanks? And then like, I'm a fan of Travis Scott, and I'll even show you, like I went to all 3 festivals, but bro, this kind of creeped me out, and I have it here. And you know, his shit is like utopian. He's like the mountain, and then on the back of it, it's like, you know, this big dystopian like world, like how you saying. And I was like, bro, this kind of like caught me off guard.
Right.
He has the
mean,
hands with the eyes in it. I was like, yo, what is this?
yes.
Like, look, I got some merch. I'm about to show you some merch. I'm like, bro, like this shit is fucking creeping me out.
Like the hands with the eyes, that's a whole like reference symbolically.
Look.
Holy shit. I don't know if you guys saw the video. I broke down what he's showing you guys right now. I broke down the entire thing with the numbers that they did last year, how they were sacrificing people. Like, and that's how you know that something's coming, because they'll do something a year out, you know, but they'll have it planned. Like they can do something back in like 2016, 2017, because this suit was patented. They've been planning this since the 90s. People have been coming out warning people about this, what's happening right now, since the 90s. So if they've been planning this since the 90s, and they've been creating this operating system that's now in half the world's body since the 90s, they perfected it so that it's in people, so that it can line up with the 5G. All they have to do is hit a switch, and everybody who has the suit is going to activate. Like, yo,
my sister and my mom got it. I got 2 sisters. One of my sisters got it, my mom got it, and I'm just like, man, bro.
Yeah, I know my mom, my dad, and like I have 4 sisters, so I have 3 sisters that have it, and one of them, she's just turned 16. So it's like, it's wild. Like I feel like a lot of people, and I don't even want to think about it like this, but the truth of the matter is, we're about, like, a lot of people are about to fall off, because I don't know if you guys have been seeing the amount of 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds who have been getting heart attacks, strokes, dying on the field.
Yeah.
Like that's
Just
not normal.
Blood clot.
Right. Blood clots everywhere. So not only is that happening, and you have these companies who administer the soup, they have implemented ways to not hold them liable. And I'm pretty sure soon you're probably going to see some more CEOs stepping down. Just like at the beginning of the soup-demic, there was I don't remember. It was like something like 1,300 CEOs like stepped down.
I remember, yeah, that was crazy.
Because they knew what was coming. They knew, like, that's why I say, like, things might take years to happen. Those CEOs stepped down in like 2019, 2020, and we're in 2022. And shit's really going to hit the fan in 2023. I can't express this enough, guys. If you don't know anything about food shortages and how to prepare for a food shortage, you better learn by 2023, because next year is going to be the year of food shortages. Like what we saw with the truckers, that was just a small sample. Like if you just pay attention to the power moves that are happening right now, like the amount of animals that are dying, and by the masses, like cows, fish that are popping up, like hundreds, thousands of fish that are just floating up out of the sea. That's not normal. Birds that are dropping out of the sky. The birds, we don't eat the birds, but when birds drop out of the sky, that lets you know that somebody is playing with the electromagnetic field, because birds navigate through the sky via the electromagnetic field. That's why if you just spent like a day or two just observing the birds, you would see the birds do like little flips. They'll do like little turns and they'll go. they're doing that because they use the electromagnetic field as a highway. The same way that we use our cars and we go on the highway and drive, these birds, they know where to go because they're using the electromagnetic field. They can see it like we can't see it. So when you start to see birds falling off, when you start to see dolphins like going crazy like they just were doing in masses, that's because somebody's playing with the electromagnetic fields. Dolphins use sonar. So
Right.
when you see all of these things that are happening simultaneously, that's like, that lets you know like some shit's about to go down. Like I posted the video about the caimans in Brazil, and I know that a lot of people say like that's normal, but I don't know if you
Like the
guys,
alligators?
yeah, the caimans that were in,
Oh yeah, that's
I
wild.
don't know if you guys noticed, but the guy who recorded the video was speaking in Portuguese. So you got a native of Brazil speaking in Portuguese freaking out. That lets you know it's not normal because he's from there, so he knows what's going on. So you have all of these events that are happening at the same time, and the elites, they use signals to speak to each other to let them know like, okay, they do it publicly, like the passing of the Grandmaster Wizard Lizard, like her passing lets you know like that some shit's about to go down because she's been 100 since I was like 10. So she could have stayed around for forever, you know. So
And in the metaphysical world, they're saying that she passed already. They just waited to announce because it's a significant numerology date, and they
Wow.
needed, yeah.
Facts. So
Jeez.
I mean, you have a lot of celebrities that are like canceling concerts. You know, they're saying like they're tired, but we know what's happening. Peace, blessings. We know what's happening. So, like, I would like to hear more from you guys because I don't want to take over this conversation. I would like to hear more from you guys about what you're feeling. Like, are you guys having dreams about what's about to happen? Are you guys having intuitive notions about what's about to happen? Like, what do you think?
I'll let you go, my brother with the New York hat.
Welcome. First, I didn't get you to say it. I'm so sorry. What is your name? Where are you from? Where are you calling from? And what are your zodiac signs? So your rising, your sun, and your moon. Just so that we could have an idea of who you guys are.
Go ahead, big bro.
My name is Donald. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I reside in Arlington, Texas right now. I'm a Cancer. I do not know my rising and all that, so forgive me for my ignorance. Yeah, my birthday's actually July 21st. I mentioned we got birthdays close to each other. My brother.
Oh shit, I'm 720. Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
So you're a cusp. You're a Cancer Leo.
Yes, sir.
And you?
Peace. My government is Christopher. You know, I physically reside in New Jersey. My avatar is over there. I'm currently in Florida, as you could tell. You know, my sun and moon is Sag. My rising is Scorpio. You know, my avatar day is December the 10th, 77. Rising to the top, Sag is amen. You know, I don't know. It's just, first and foremost, I just really want to, words can't express, you know, the gratitude that y'all have created the platform and just to share information with people, you know, and just for us to, you know, get more in tune with ourselves. Just like what you were saying, Carrie, I believe it is, sis.
Yeah.
But you were saying, you know, just to get our mindset on our ancestors on the earth, you know, on like, I feel sometimes we so detached from that, you know, and even with the food shortages, you know, I live in an urban city and the majority of my people don't know how to grow nothing. You know, we depend on pharmaceutical companies and hospitals to care for ourselves because we've been so detached and we look at indigenous tribes as if we're so much advanced as them, but there was so much more in tune, you know, and it's just weird. You know, it's very weird. When you was talking about the 5G towers and everything, I remember pre-COVID, pre-soup, whatever. Like, I never seen none of them. I never seen none of them. And then you drive around, you see it everywhere. You know, and what's crazy, and I was even going through this little situation. Like, Unfortunately, I'm at a weird position in my life. You know, I'm caught up in like my bread is so important. I have to take care of obligations, and I was somewhat forced to take the soup, let's say. And in many ways, I feel like I sold my soul, because like I always have a choice. I had a choice to say no, but I was caught up conflicting, responsibilities of taking care of my family. So I had to bust a move, and you know and I rationalized my decision saying, I'm a spiritual being just having a human experience. I'm just in this avatar, but I'm not really the avatar. I'm not just my physical, just like I could see people and they're not really just their bodies, but or automatically we looking at the solid, and I'm thinking that's all that there is. But there's so much more. Like even in the space, in the space in between the solids, and even in the solid, there's something going on. So I justify my decision because of that. But regardless of what it is, I feel like it's a beautiful time in history, just to be in existence right now. They say this is or we might be going into the age of Aquarius, the water bearer and the lifting of the veil, that we could see who we truly are, see what this thing is all about. And it's a beautiful thing to be here in existence, and ultimately, like this, like since I was a young child, I've been on this hunt trying to figure out what this is, and maybe I don't even have to figure that out and just enjoy the moments, because I'll be so caught up in doing and getting and forgetting the fact that I'm not a human doing. I'm a human being, and I just have to be, and feel the breeze, and feel the sun rays, even if it is, I was going to the lectures that you had about the firmament and primal waters, and man, the info that you be blasting off to us is deeply, deeply appreciated, big bro. For real.
Definitely incredible. Yeah, facts. I learned a lot from that.
God.
Thank you for sharing that with us, man. Like you were saying, like the 5G towers, they're everywhere. One show that just came up in my mind, if you have not seen this show, please go and watch it before they take it down for some odd reason. It's called Y, the letter Y, The Last Man. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Y, The Last Man. If trolling is the epitome of them trolling us, go watch that show. It's on Hulu. If you can't watch it on Hulu, go to this website called actvid.com. You can watch anything. You can watch anything from there. But yeah, Why the Last Man? Please go watch it. It has a lot about what we're talking about right now. And so somebody just I pinned this comment that I want to talk about. Somebody put, and they started fueling up the Artemis rocket, something about to happen. So I think like maybe the first or second lecture that I did in like the end of 2020 was about the Great Conjunction, right? And how they use astrology and some, symbolic meanings. So when Artemis first came out, after Apollo was the first one, and they said they're going to delay Artemis. And I said, you know what? They're going to delay Artemis until Sagittarius season because Artemis has a lot to do with Sagittarius. So they haven't said when they're going to fuel or whatever. They're not going anywhere. We know that they can't go anywhere. So they're going to delay Artemis until Sagittarius season. I guarantee you. The fact that they're doing it right now because Artemis is the archer. Artemis, killed Corona. Everything they're doing right now is symbolic, y'all. Like it's Greek mythology, which is stolen from Egyptian texts, and it has a lot to do with the Emerald Tablets. I'm soon going to break down the Emerald Tablets, but we're going to talk about that later.
It's a good one.
Yeah, guys, but like I don't want to say like there's nothing to be afraid of, right?
So
There's nothing
indeed.
to be afraid of. Never let fear live in your heart. Just stay hard and just know that you are divinely protected.
So indeed.
Um, but now I don't want to.
Can,
I know that you have the jab, or I know you have the suit. So uh, what I'm gonna say. I hope it doesn't offend you,
Nah,
but
you great, yo. I appreciate you, man. We one and the same. You could never offend me.
okay.
You
and
me and I'm
So
you. We great.
and
exactly
Astro, can
reflection.
I say something after
Oh no,
after
ladies
you?
first. You can say it right now. Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
So we were talking about, you were sharing about the soup, and thank you for being so open and honest.
Mhm.
If you're interested in removing whatever it is that is attached to your DNA and ultimately will change your avatar, um, what you're feeling to reconnect with nature is exactly it. You have to commit yourself to a space of completely detaching from society, from the matrix, from all of the exterior, and go within. That may, I don't, depending on your level of ability to quiet the mind and
Hmm.
restructure your actual inner being, your DNA structure, you have to do that. You have to restructure yourself. And that requires immense dedication, quietness. So if you can chuck out some time to work on that, you can remove it, because it starts with that awareness of who you are. First, you're a spiritual being. You're just having this earthly experience in this earth suit that we all have to adorn to be here. So that is the first step, the first knowing, and then you could work to remove that thing that they're trying to attach onto every one of us.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Well, for
Yeah.
real.
And to veggie back off that, um, like I was saying earlier, right? There's no reason to be afraid. But I think one thing we have to understand first, and then understand and overstand, is that, like I said, they've been working on this soup since the 90s. It's a very, very sophisticated operating system that literally changes the code of the DNA. RNA is the precursor to DNA, right? So if you know how um, to make a soup that has enzymes that can start protein synthesis inside your body, and protein synthesis is how your cells, how they operate, how they function, how they move, right? So if you know how to uh, change the coding of somebody, then if you want to reverse that, then you would have to essentially create something that also has enzymes that can go in and reverse the coding. So you have to make a mRNA reversal jab or soup, right? So you would have to get somebody who specializes in mRNA technology to create a reversal. They probably already have a reversal, but you have to get somebody to create a reversal um, soup so that you can literally go back and change the coding of what's already happened. Because once the soup is in your body, you have spike proteins, right, that are going out in your body. Spike proteins, there are a lot of them going out, so you have protein synthesis happening all over your body. So it is, when you have enzymes in your body, it can build up or it can break down or it can speed up reactions. So let's say you have cancer, it speeds up the process. So somebody that has like brain cancer, whatever you have
1 minute.
inflammation in your,
Astro, I'm sorry.
yeah.
1 second. I'm so sorry. I forgot your name. Can you mute just so that we could hear Astro a bit? Thank you.
I apologize. I
No,
apologize.
it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Break your word.
So yeah, so you have protein synthesis happening all over your body, right? So it's like enzymes speed up the process. So they have a enzyme luciferase that, I don't know how long they've been working on this thing, but it's an enzyme that's meant to go into your body and then change the coding of your body so that your cells will now operate to a different rhythm, to a different code. Essentially, they're trying to make transhumans. They just had a transhuman conference at the Vatican. Why would they have a transhuman conference at the Vatican? And it correlates with the jab because, or the soup, damn, because the soup is going to go into your body, and if it changes your code, they actually, I can find this and put it up if you guys haven't seen this, but they have now made a law or whatever to where transhuman people who are considered transhumans don't have rights anymore. So if they have a way to change the DNA coding of a person, you're no longer the same person anymore. So that's why you might see certain people who have gotten like tons of soup boosters. I wasn't too, yeah, soup boosters. You might see they might act different now, because now with the 5G, like if you look around, I have 5G towers all over the apartment building I'm in right now. Like literally, you can't go outside without seeing them. And if you're an enlightened being, your ears are probably ringing all of the time, so hard for you to discern when you're getting downloads and when it's from the 5G. So
So
the
do you
5G,
protect yourself? Do you protect your apartment?
Most definitely.
Do you have curtains? Do you have those
get
curtains?
Shungai. Yeah, get Shungai. If you guys don't already get Shungai, one of my good friends, she has a store. I can link you up with her. She has yes, exactly. Get Shungai. You can like get Shungai for your phone. You can get EMF protection kits like everywhere, right? Get you some EMF protection. They have Shungai masks now that you can. They have Shungai hats that you can put on. Like, yeah, protect yourself, because they're all like the radio waves are only getting stronger. So
sorry, no, finish.
No, the radio waves, they speak to the operating, because what it essentially, I posted a video from Microsoft, right? That's, y'all know whose company that is. So they literally said in the video, and it was a banned video, that they wanted to study on how to create an operating system inside of a cell, inside of the nucleus of a cell. If you can create an operating system inside of the nucleus of a cell and then send signals to that operating system from 5G towers, then you can control a person, right? And so you have people who are, I'm probably going to do a video about this because I don't want to go too deep on it right now, but you have people that are called targeted individuals. You guys probably have heard that term. So if you're a targeted individual, that means that you're probably out here doing something that the elusive ones don't like. They can say signals to people around you to essentially like do anything that they want to do. They have, I've made tons of videos showing you guys the patents. They have patents to send signals to your brain to where you might hear something in your head, and it's not like the dialogue that you normally have inside your head. You're like, whoa, where the fuck is this coming from? That's the technology that they have patent to send to certain people. They can make you sleepy, they can make you tired. And another way that they're doing it, you guys may look up, you see chemtrails everywhere. Those chemtrails have something called smart dust, nanotechnology. So when you go outside, you're being drenched with nanotechnology. And if you have an operating system inside your body, you have nanotechnology coming down inside your skin, and you have 5G signals being sent. Y'all know where I'm going.
It's
like,
deep.
Hey, can I say one thing? Like, I live in Newark, New Jersey, and I'm out here in Florida seeing my family, and just the clouds look completely different.
Right?
You know, out there it don't even look like clouds. It's just so weird. And I really first did the knowledge to that by listening to your platform, and then I started like just observing things, you know, and I'm like, wow, the clouds don't even look the same. It's just very weird. It looks like some chemicals they just put inside the air, and who know what it is, or the reaction of that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I think it was last week's live discussion, our bodies don't know what it's like not to have chemtrails. They've been like, chemtrails have been going on since the 50s. So if they were to take away chemtrails tomorrow, everybody would be going through withdrawals. Like, everybody would start acting weird, because everybody, like, unless you go outside with a full-blown like suit like a spacesuit every day, then like you're going to be drenched with nanotechnology. Like that's just what it. Now it's in our water. It's in the water we're showering with. Like it's everywhere. So it's like,
It's crazy.
yeah, it's
Yeah, dodge it.
that's they know your vitals, guys. Like they know. I don't want to scare anybody with this. I'm just informing you with what's happening. They know your vitals. They know like what you're thinking, your breathing. Uh, like we're always worried about. Oh my God, they're watching me. My phone is watching me. Y'all don't have to worry about the phone. Like this nanotechnology that's coming down, they
And
can
then
know your next thought better than you.
smartwatches that people put
Smartwatches,
on. I was one of those. They track everything on those things.
everything. Now with, I mean, even the social media, like you guys probably already know this. This is common knowledge. But when Facebook first came out, it was a CIA company, and so
Still is.
now
Still
still
is.
is.
Still
And
is.
so yeah, and so like they have,
Google.
yo, they have files on everybody, and with the nanotechnology and everything, Twitter is a. I've always thought this about Twitter, even though I use it. Twitter is a brain algorithm website, right? It's to where now, if you have posted a certain amount of tweets, they have an algorithm on your brain. They probably know what you're going to say before you say it next because, like, they just build this algorithm based off of what you're saying. Like every single day, you go and you post your thoughts. We can't. Sometimes we can't help it, right?
Man.
So
But Astro, isn't this where it's vitally important for us to take control of our thoughts, create positive thoughts constantly? It's hard sometimes,
constantly,
but you have to
yes,
put yourself in an environment where you are just inundating yourself with positivity and learning
yes,
how to take your power back and take your body back, literally. Because we are the most powerful beings on the
yes.
planet, period,
You got
hands
to
down.
meditate. You got to meditate every
100%.
single day. You have
Every
to
day.
eat healthy. Like stay away from the fried food, stay away from like the junk foods. You're only helping them. They
Yep.
want to get rid of half of the population. So know that you're powerful. You have to meditate, surround yourself with like-minded people. One of the main things that I always say, and I don't, hopefully this really happens and comes to fruition, there has to be communities that happen, guys. There has to be, and maybe with the dystopian period coming, and hopefully it's too far off, but you guys know about the 2030 agenda. By
Mm-hmm.
2030, they want you to own nothing. But there has to be communities like of like-minded people who are in a physical mystery school where people are tapping into not the
That
operating
part.
system that, yeah, like you guys have biological operating systems. Like we're capable of telekinesis, telepathy,
Yes.
teleportation,
Yes.
remote viewing. Like we have all of these untapped gifts. Like everybody has the ability to use telepathy. You guys probably use telepathy every day when your phone rings. Sometimes you know exactly who it is without ever looking at the caller ID. You just know. And there's like, you don't know how you know, but you just know. Like telekinesis, that's a whole different thing. But there's videos about people setting things on fire with their hands, like lifting things up.
Yep.
You see monks levitating. Like, you know why monks levitate? Because they're not on social media all the time. They're not eating these fried foods. They're not filling their body with things that weigh down their body, right?
Yep.
Back
Mm.
the reason why our predecessor civilizations were so advanced is because they studied the stars, they studied the afterlife, they studied reincarnation, they use blue lotus flowers, they even use marijuana, you know, to really tap into their gifts, to tap into their abilities. And like now we're just so inundated with chasing Louis, chasing Gucci, Ferraris. How do my clothes look like? So many distractions that we're not really focused on, like
The right thing.
the why are we here? The meaning of life,
I
and so
think a
that's
lot of,
what.
I'm so sorry to chop you off,
Yeah,
man. I
no, go
think a
ahead.
lot of it comes from not knowing our true identity, you know, and my identity is built off of, you know, just like everything you were saying. Like if I have this, if I have that, you know, then it's like some real status quo. You know, like you accept me, and I create my identity from this outside thing, and we become consumers in this world. Let me get the next, let me get the next, let me get the next, and that defines who I truly am. And it's all an illusion, you know. And what's so weird, I'm consciously know that. Like I peeped this one time. I don't remember where I caught it from, and it was like, believing gives you comfort, and knowing really liberates you. So I could believe these things, you know, but if I don't really know it like in my true essence of who I am, you know, that when I really know it, then I'm liberated from all this outside shit, you know, that it don't mean nothing. And what y'all was talking about, or what you were saying, Carrie, about speaking things into existence, and like I was just going through something right now. It's called 3 Magic Words. It's about programming your subconscious. I was just adding on with it, you know what I'm saying? And it's about really getting into your subconscious and reprogramming it. You know, like the subconscious is feeding your conscious a whole bunch of stuff, but underneath everything, you're not even aware of it. You know, it's so much suppressed stuff that we already tell ourselves. You know, it's wow.
Yeah, there's a book. Oh, I told you guys I'll post my summer read list after on my stories after this. There's a book I would like for you guys to read called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. It's a great book. I feel like everybody should read it. It literally teaches you how to make your subconscious mind your best friend. I did a talk called The Golden Temple not too long ago, where I liken the subconscious mind to like a Jedi, right? That can grant you any wish or like that you would like. Your subconscious mind is just that. It's always working, it never takes any time off. That is our own operating system, right? That's what they don't want us to know. Like the mystery schools of the past, this is what they taught. They taught people how to tap in. They said, drown out the noise of the world, come to this mystery school and learn you. Because you are more powerful. You're the most powerful thing. Like if you know how powerful you are, you really you would never need a GPS. You wouldn't even need a phone, because like you would just tap in, like mentally. Telepathy, you can tap in mentally. You think these ancient civilizations had cell phones? Nah, bro. They tapped in mentally. They connected spiritually. And so that's what we have to tap into. We have to connect more to our spiritual basis and drown out the noise of the world, drown out the getting a new iPhone every year, getting a new Ferrari. Why you need a Ferrari? Station wagons work just the same. And they're like $500. You can go right now and buy one.
And
it's like it's like we're being taught what to think. Like this comment I just penned, we need to activate the rest of our DNA. They say that 95% of our DNA is junk DNA. Y'all really think the source will make everything in the world the same pattern as the Fibonacci sequence? Pine cones, plants, everything, and say, nah, y'all, I'm just gonna put this DNA in your body.
Junk.
As junk. Nah, bro, there's no mistakes. Like the rest of that DNA is where the telepathy comes in. It's where the telekinesis comes in, where the levitation comes in.
Doesn't our hair still follow? I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off. Doesn't our hair follow the Fibonacci? Like,
yes.
You know,
what?
Yes.
The crown.
Yes. Speak on it. That's why our hair coils. You know, that's why our hair
and that's why they've done a massive marketing campaign to get us to hate ourselves and our hair. Like we wearing our hair naturally, it allows you to tap back into all of the messages that are out there in the astral.
Right. I used to think, I look back at all, like, you know, the greats, or the so-called, you know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like Jesus and all them. And if you look back, all of them had long hair. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, bro, like, why are we getting haircuts? Like you said, the source didn't make no mistakes. So if he wanted us to not have hair, he wouldn't have gave us hair.
Speak on it.
You know
you
what
guys
I mean?
probably
so why
heard
are we
about
getting haircuts? Why we dyeing our hair? Why we dyeing our hair?
You know, that's when I was younger and my mom first took me to the barbershop, it didn't feel right. And if you look in Black communities, like you see liquor stores, you see fried chicken spots, and you see barbershops everywhere. And it's like, I mean, if you want to go and get your fresh cut and look good for your ladies, whatever, yada, yada. But if you really knew the true power of your hair and how hair are literal antennas, right? Like I said earlier, you have magnetite crystals in your brain. Literally, you have magnetite crystals in your brain. Your hair is an antenna. It connects to the electromagnetic field. So the longer your hair, the better the connection you have to the electromagnetic field. That's why if you look at the real society, the real society is the society that built these spaceships. They were connected to the race that's in inner Earth and Argotha. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that side of the world, but they never cut their hair because they knew the power of their hair. And what were they into? They were into nothing but the occult. They were connected to, I don't want to, can I say that without getting banned? Yeah, I don't want to say that. But yeah, they were.
They have a code word?
The German boys, you know, those German boys, the leader of those German boys, even though we always hear the bad stuff about him, and I'm not saying I don't have any, I'm apathetic to whatever, but he was deeply into the occult. That's why he himself had a spaceship. He studied metaphysics, spirituality, meditation, all this stuff. And it's like the people that tap in, that's why when they went to, you know, when they tried to go to the Arctic, you know, area that he was in, they got their asses whooped because he had the advanced technology. He had the spaceships. Half of the time, the spaceships we see in the sky, they're still like real in the German boy spaceships, guys, because they connected to the black sun. They connected to inner Earth. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. But the longer your hair, essentially, the longer, the better the connection that you're going to have with the source. So if you want a better connection with your higher self, with divinity, you have to have longer hair. And that not only goes for, let me not be a hypocrite, because having a long beard too is also like, if you have a beard, that also, there's even something in the Bible, even though I have my own thoughts about the Bible just being a book. But the Bible speaks about never cutting your hair. It literally says you shouldn't cut your hair. And that's the reason why is because you have to have that connection. There's a story about the Native American hunters. When they were recruited to the army, the first thing that they did was they cut their hair, and they were no longer these master trackers. They couldn't, it's like they say their powers went away, right? And when you cut your hair, and I've been guilty of this, we've all cut our hair in the past. When you cut your hair, you're cutting your power, you're severing your connection to source.
I could speak on that. I had dreads down to my bum. I cut them off in 2021 because of all of what was happening in the world. They started to feel energetically heavy because they were picking up everything. So I had to chop them off and start again. I'm going to grow them back, but I had to cleanse myself. And, you know, we intuitively know that when we're in tuned with our bodies, the things on our bodies that help us to communicate. And somebody made a comment about, like, it's all the hair on our bodies. Women, your private hair underneath your arm. Like, I want to grow. I want to start growing my underarm hair and feel empowered in doing that.
All right now.
Because you're right.
No judgment over here.
All the women with me, put your hands up. But yeah, like, but you're right. When we cut our hair, we're stunting ourselves. We're not able to hear as well because, you know, when my hair was shorter, I felt free, but I also felt like, what? I can't hear fully. What? So yeah.
Yeah, guys, there's power in hair. So yes, we gotta laugh in the comments. So we're actually, we're actually going over time. If you guys don't, guys still have about 5 minutes, I mean, we can tap in a little bit more.
Upon yourself, you got anybody else in the queue? I could jump off and somebody else hop on. So some equality. Anybody else waiting?
No, you're good. We have a couple of questions. If you have to go, then I mean, that's fine. I'm probably going to cut it short.
I'm great. This is everything right here, man.
Yes. can you repeat the two websites from earlier to watch the show? Oh, so the website is actvid.com, ACTVID. You can watch anything on that website. Actvid.com. What's happening on September 24th? We already went over that. Everyone feels the shift is coming. Yes. So, guys, look, everybody is powerful. Everybody can tap into the ESP field, right? Extrasensory perception field, right? And there's different ways you can do it. One way that you can do it is by meditating. Another way that you can do it is by fasting, right? Because your gut, some people call your gut your second brain. Your gut, those gut feelings that you guys get, trust them, right? And if you're eating junk food, like if you're eating McDonald's, fried chicken, like y'all know what y'all be eating, that y'all got that feeling like maybe I should be eating this, but you eat it anyway. Like, trust.
Fries be hitting though, yo. I ain't gonna lie, bro. My favorite, man.
Let me tell you, get you some lion's mane, mushroom, and make your own fried chicken. You'd be blown away at how much better it is. Trust.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah.
Yes, the mushroom kingdom, guys, in my personal opinion, is the most powerful kingdom besides humans on the planet. Like, if you guys look at a lot of the old popes' uniforms, their hats and stuff like that, they used to praise mushrooms, y'all. Like, mushroom worship was around for thousands of years because the mushrooms used to be as tall as the trees that we see now. But the mushrooms, like, mushroom worship is big, y'all, because that's why when you take a mushroom, they have certain mushrooms with if you're a woman and you, like, I think if you touch the mushroom and you smell the mushroom, then you can have, like, you know.
Really?
Yeah. Mushrooms are powerful. Like, that's why when you take certain mushrooms, you get downloads. You take certain mushrooms, you get healing. You take certain mushrooms, you tap into other dimensions around you. Like, you can bring in those other dimensions. And one dimension that you bring in is what we call the thing that we experience as time. Time starts to bend when you take certain things. You know, I don't want to say I'm an advocate for psychedelics, but in the past I have tapped into my own. You know, I use my fair amount. And one of those psychedelics is actually, besides mushrooms, I've seen some of the most unearthly visions during, like, my mushroom experiences, guys. And I always say that you don't go seeking out the mushrooms, they find you. Like dimethyltryptamine, like ayahuasca, mother ayahuasca, it found me. And when I took dimethyltryptamine, DMT, it only solidified what I knew in my consciousness. The things that I saw, the things, like, that I saw in the air, it let me know, like, oh shit, this is really a simulation. Like, we're in somebody's simulation. So if ayahuasca or DMT ever finds you, take it in a trusted environment. But I think that these things find us when we're ready. Y'all know the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's always going to happen because everybody is always going to be a student of life. If you're breathing, you're going to be a student. So by doing things like meditating, by eating right, by having people in your circle that are of like mind, that are conscious beings, that are looking to elevate their consciousness, then the teachers will find you. And those teachers come in the form of synchronicities often. So you might be outside and you might walk by somebody who's having a conversation and they might say something that's the answer to a question that you have internally. Or you might go out and somebody might say, hey, something told me to give this to you. They might give you like a crystal or something like that. Like, anytime that you're in alignment with divinity, when you're in alignment with the divine, the teachers find you. And the teacher's not always a person. It can be a book, it can be a song, it can be a video you watch, anything. But you have to open your mind up to be ready for it. And another a great way to do that is by having long hair. Another way to do that is by, you know, eating right. Guys, I can't stress that enough. Like, it starts with your breathing. your breathing controls your thoughts control your reality, right? So another book that that you guys will see on my list later is the Hindu yogi science of breathing. You have to learn how to breathe properly. If you're a mouth breather, you got to change that shit immediately. You're not. You can't be breathing out your mouth, yo. Like, you got two nostrils for a reason. If you melanated, you got a big nose for a reason. And let me speak on that too. If you're melanated, and I don't want to speak about anybody that's not melanated, but if you're melanated, we our physiological makeup is different. So our bronchial tubes are different. We can literally take in more air. So that's why your nostrils are big. You know, that's why we have big noses. So when you take in more air, when you breathe correctly, when you do yoga, when you meditate, you learn how to control your breathing. And then when you have better control of your breathing, then you won't have those intrusive thoughts come in. Sometimes, a lot of the times, we are our own worst enemy because we don't take the time out to meditate. So we have all these thoughts. We're like, oh my God, oh my God. When you meditate, you learn how to control those thoughts. You're like, I am not my thoughts. Reject it. Whenever a thought comes in, you're like, no, I don't identify with this. Reject it. And the more that you do that, the more that you're able to regulate your thoughts, the more peace that you're going to be with yourself. And when you're at peace with yourself, that's when the synchronicities come in because the student is ready. But when you're at war with yourself, you're always going to find war without. As within, so without. As above, so below. You know, so
and
I
to veggie back. Meditation is literally very easy. We overthink it. You don't have to sit down and be an instant yogi where you're completely, you know, the sage that lives in a cave and your mind needs to be quiet and you're levitating and leaving your body and astral traveling. No, I'm a Kriya meditation practitioner, and I still, when I'm off on my off days, I will struggle. It's literally just showing up, sitting down, and shutting up. Allowing yourself to just be here. And as Astra was saying, like, really, when you see your thoughts, see them. Don't judge them. See them for what they are. Respect them and watch them float by. And just keep doing that day in, day out. And you'll get to a point where you're doing things in your meditation that is out of this world, and you would never, like, think that you would be able to do such supernatural things. Supernatural things will start showing up in your life like crazy. You will start to manifest like you are a magician, and people won't believe the things that you'll be able to literally think, then say, and then create. So he's 150 zillion% correct. Dedicate 5, 10, 15, 20, increase time to meditate daily.
This is why when I wake up now, I started doing this when I wake up now and I drive to work. I don't even listen to the music. I may listen to a podcast here and there, but I just let my thoughts be. I let them come and go, and I just go to work quiet. Like, I'm like, bro, that's so peaceful to me. Driving to work or driving home or late night and not having nothing on and just being free. Like you said, it's that disconnect from the world, bro, and just being present and being aware of where you're at. Like, I'm still obviously trying to master that, to be a master manifester and everything like that, because I'm not where I want to be. But I am aware of, like, I could turn off. I'm not turning off my brain, but I could turn off, like, or control the flow of my thoughts. Like, okay, I could be sitting there and just be sitting here by myself and like, all right, my mind is blank. Cool. You know what I mean? But like, just like my mind is always racing. I'm like, nah, I don't have that issue.
Yes. Most of the time, I can't tell you the last time I actually listened to, like, you know, like low frequency music. Like, I listen to 888 hertz. I listen to 432 hertz. Whatever I'm feeling in that day, I might listen to binaural beats. You just have to learn, like, if you're listening to, like, no disrespect to Lil Baby, Lil Wayne, whoever you listen to, but if you're listening to these people talk about shooting up somebody, talking about twerking, talking about whatever, you have to realize that whatever you listen to is going to stick in your consciousness. You're telling your subconscious mind it's okay. The job of your conscious mind is to protect your subconscious mind. So whatever you put into your body, like whatever songs, whatever you listen to, whatever books you read, you're telling your subconscious mind, like your subconscious mind, like a little baby, like a powerful baby, right? So you're telling your subconscious mind, this is okay. This is what I'm learning. So if you're constantly listening to like low frequency music, and they have tweaked the frequency, the hertz of the music that's coming out now, so it hits your lowest chakra, so it hits your sacral chakra. That's why when certain people hear these songs, they can't help but to twerk. They can't help but to, because they don't realize they're being
Yes.
possessed with this music. So if you listen to high frequency music, you're able to manifest things abundantly. You're living in a state of abundance. And I'll end with saying this. I'll say some of this for next week. But when you start to meditate, if you don't know how to meditate, there's no right, like Carrie said, there's no right or wrong way. You just have to develop your own way. Start with 5 minutes, and I promise you, when you start with 5 minutes, you're gonna be like, oh shit, this feels good. And then you're gonna go from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes to 20 minutes. Like, it's just because you're gonna be caught up in that feeling. You can't get enough, because meditation it gets me high, yo. Like I'm every day religiously after my rising workout, I go straight to meditation. I don't let anything interfere. I put my phone on do not disturb, because that's the best way to start off your day, because in the first 90 minutes, your subconscious mind is operating at 10.5 wave cycles per second. It is the most impressionable. So whatever you put into your mind in the first 90 minutes of your day, your subconscious mind is going to be like, okay, boom, I got the job. You're giving your subconscious mind instructions to work out during the day, right? So that those first 90 minutes, this is how it works throughout the day. And I'll end with this. When you rise up, those first 90 minutes, you're giving your subconscious, write down your affirmations, whatever you want to do, whatever your rising routine is. I don't want to tell you what to do, but please put meditation in there. So those first 90 minutes, your subconscious mind is like, all right, this is what we're doing today. Got you. And then the last, right before you go to bed, again, your subconscious mind is super impressionable. You're going to give your subconscious mind direction to say, this is what I want to do in the astral realm tonight. This is what I want to think about. I need answers to this tonight. Whatever you need answers to, if it's a test, if it's a new invention, tell your subconscious mind right before you go to sleep, and I promise you, you will dream about it. That's how it works. And then sometime throughout that dream, you're going to have a review of what you did throughout the day. And if you matched what you told your subconscious mind in the first 90 minutes throughout that day. So you have daily reviews every single night, and you can tell your subconscious mind new instructions that you would like to experience in the astral realm for that night. That's how your days work, guys. It's your subconscious mind controls everything. It's always working. It never takes a minute off. It controls your gut health. It controls your brain activity. It controls everything, your nervous system, everything. So I'm going to end with that. If you guys have any closing thoughts, please.
I have this book. Dr. Joe Dispenza, I've been into his work for years and years. He breaks down the workings of the brain and how we can literally reprogram ourselves, because we are the placebo. This book is called You Are the Placebo. And it is our teaching, like Astro, I'm sure through your studies, majority of the stuff you've read in ancient texts, and it's just remembering what they are and reapplying it to self. It's incredible.
Nice. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna tap into that.
Yes.
Placebo.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, I have one question. Is there a size of the copper or the magnet for the homework?
No. You can get tiny ones. You can get a big one. Yeah. The tiny ones are like, I think $8 or $9. But Eventually, you're going to want to get a big one, because probably when they're going to start monitoring my account the most is when we start playing with EMF. All right, because I mean, there's a way for us to create free electricity. There's a way for us to, we could, if we started our rent-free community, we could literally power our neighborhood without ever paying a power bill.
Is that why they killed Tesla?
Oh, that Tesla thing is a whole nother story. Yeah, that's why they were messing with them. But I guarantee you, when we start messing with the electromagnetic field, more of my videos might start getting
no.
And what was the homework?
Let me not manifest that.
No, we will not. We will not.
Let me not manifest that.
I denounce
what was
that.
the homework?
We've removed that.
Oh yeah. Go back and watch last week, but pretty much you're gonna get copper, you're gonna get magnets, you're gonna get light bulb, you're gonna get a D battery, and I'm just gonna show you how to make your own power. It's like super easy, and then we're gonna that's just on a super small scale, and then we're just gonna like up the scale just a little bit, and hopefully, in like a year or two from now, they have patents for. They have patents for everything. They have patents for time machines. Like, they have patents for, like, we can create our own Tesla tower. Like, the Tesla tower is literally just plugging straight into the electromagnetic field. He has a patent, shows you exactly how to do it. We can replicate the technology. We can make our own, Tesla tower, allegedly. So. So yeah, so it's 7:30. We're 30 minutes over. Thank you guys who ever stayed with us. I really, really appreciate y'all for being here. Like, I don't just say that for face value. I appreciate the shit out of y'all. I love y'all so much, for real. So Carrie, take us out with some sound healing.
Definitely. And I would like to say thank you to some of my family who I saw in the comments who showed up. Love you guys.
Oh, okay. All right now. Somebody said I need to find those time machine patents. Maybe I'll do a video about it, because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. We can make our own time machine. But yeah, allegedly.
All right, everyone. Deep breath in. Just gonna quiet ourselves. Breathe out. Breathe in. And we're going to thank the ancestors again for all of what they have sacrificed for us to be able to be here, meeting together, absorbing all this knowledge, spreading love, light, elevating. And I want to give a big ashe to Astro for doing the work and creating a space that brings us all together to learn and elevate our consciousness. I send everyone off with love and protection and deep gratitude. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe, peace and love, y'all. Peace and love.
Peace and
Thank you
love.
for
See you
all.
guys next
Peace.
week. Thank you for being here. Love you. Peace.